Good evening and thanks for joining us on the evening news. I am Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed says the federal government has secured a $800 million World Bank facility for fuel subsidy removal palliative. Ahmed made the disclosure after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. She explained that the money was first tranche of the palliatives to be disbursed through cash transfers to about 50 million Nigerians who belong to the most vulnerable category of society. The minister explained that exit of fuel subsidies is a commitment in the petroleum industry bill with a provision of 18 months after the effectiveness of the Petroleum Industry Bill Act. All petroleum products must be deregulated in June 2023. She added that the federal government will also have to raise more resources to enable it to do more than the cash transfers and also in its engagement with the various stakeholders. The Nigerian Institute of Medical Research and other stakeholders in the country have launched Canada-Africa Monkeypox Partnership. The Director General of NIMR, Professor Babatunde Salako, disclosed this at the event aimed at curbing the spread of monkeypox and studying the dynamics of its transmission from human to human. Professor Salako noted that project will provide also the needed information for stakeholders in the project to understand transmission dynamics and evaluate medical countermeasures of monkeypox in Nigeria and Canada. Professor Salako said the Nigeria Consortium would work with their Canadian partners to help inform the clinical and public health response to local and global epidemics of monkeypox. He further said 68 researchers with multidisciplinary expertise from Canada, Nigeria, and the United States and the United Kingdom would work on the project that would involve community engagement from inception. The other institutions in the project are the University of Ilorin, the Islam and Rural Health Initiative Network, the Institute of Human Virology in Nigeria, and the Maryland Global Initiative Corporation in partnership with the Canadian Institute of Health Research and International Development Research Center. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control and Prevention, in its Lassa fever epidemiological report, says no fewer than 823 confirmed cases of Lassa fever were recorded out of 4,108 suspected cases from 98 local government areas in 24 states. The Lassa fever report from January to March 26, 2023 showed that 144 persons have succumbed to this disease with a case fatality ratio of 17.5%. The report also showed that 38 healthcare workers have been affected so far in the year. In week 12, the number of new confirmed cases increased from 38 in week 11, 2023 to 39 cases, and these were reported from Bauchi, Ondo, Edo, Taraba, Kaduna, and Kogi states. According to the World Health Organization, Lassa fever is known to be endemic in Benin, Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Mali, Sierra Leone, Togo, and Nigeria. Probably exists in other West African countries as well. The federal government has declared Friday 7 and Monday 10 April 2023 as public holidays to mark this year's Easter celebration. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, made the declaration in Abuja. Aregbesola, in a statement signed by the ministry's permanent secretary, Shuaib Begore, urged Christians to emulate the virtues of sacrifice, togetherness, forgiveness, kindness, love, peace, and patience, which were attributes and practices of Jesus Christ as exemplified by his ministry on earth. The minister also called on Christians and all Nigerians to use the occasion of this year's Easter celebration to pray for an end to the security challenges in parts of the country, pointing out that security is everybody's business, while wishing Christians at home and in the diaspora a happy and peaceful Easter celebration. He also enjoined them to love their neighbors through acts of kindness and generosity. The Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Audi, has ordered the deployment of 30,000 personnel nationwide to beef up security in the country ahead of Easter celebration. The CG gave the order at the national headquarters of the Corps in Abuja while addressing personnel on the need for effective policing at the nation against any activity of dangerous elements planning to cause the breakdown of law and order. How the directed all special forces in the Corps, such as the Armed Squad, CG Special Intelligence Squad, CG's Special Anti-Vandal Monitoring Squad, CG's Marine Monitoring Unit, Special Female Squad, Directorate of Intelligence and Investigation, Rapid Response Squad, Agro Rangers, SWAT, K9, Counter-Terrorism Unit to join forces with the regular officers to ensure a itch-free celebration. According to him, the massive deployment will cover all public utilities, suspected flashpoints, worship centers, markets, recreational facilities, shopping malls, parks, gardens, and other crowded locations in different parts of the country. Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke has approved free train ride for Osun indigenes in Lagos State and other southwest states willing to celebrate Easter festival with their families. A release signed by the spokesperson to the governor, Malam Olawale Rashid, said the Imole free train service will depart the Ido terminus in Lagos today with stopovers at designated train stations in Ogun and Oyo states to pick passengers, and it is expected to arrive at the Nelson Mandela Park train station in Osogbo in the evening. The return trip from Osogbo to Lagos will be in the morning of next Monday, adding that the Imole train service is designed to provide relief to citizens of the state traveling home to celebrate with their loved ones, as the administration of Governor Adeleke will not relent in offering free train service for indigenes during festive periods. And moving on to sports, UEFA President Alexander Seferin has railed against the rebel clubs backing a breakaway European Super League, likening the project to Little Red Riding Hood as he was re-elected unopposed for a third time. A lawsuit has been launched against UEFA and FIFA at the European Court of Justice, accusing the governing bodies of abusing their power by threatening to expel clubs and players interested in joining a breakaway league. A final ruling is expected in the coming weeks, although the Court Advocate General, whose opinions are often followed by judges, provided a first ruling favorable to UEFA in December. The new Champions League format will be introduced from the 2024-2025 season, with the number of clubs involved in the group stage increasing from 32 to 36 teams, all playing in one pool using what is known as the Swiss system. While on the forest in China has launched military drills in response to a much-anticipated meeting between Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen and the Speaker of the U.S. House, Kevin McCarthy. They met in California a week after President Tsai was feted in New York with a leadership award. Ms. Tsai hailed their strong and unique partnership, and Mr. McCarthy said that arms sales to Taiwan must continue. Beijing, in turn, has vowed a resolute response and sent warships into the waters around the self-governed island. Taiwan appears to be caught in the middle of a dangerous love triangle, with the timing of Ms. Tsai's visit is hardly a coincidence. In the U.S., there is deep and growing hostility to China, and this is driving ever more open displays of support for Taiwan, with Democrats and Republicans competing to outdo each other. Chinese missiles flew over the island as Beijing made blood-curdling threats in capitals around the region. Governments began talking seriously about the timetable for a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Do join us at 7 for the major reports. Good evening.